One of the first things every Fallout player learns is never to stand next to a car. Because in Fallout, even a rusted out vehicle can suddenly explode. Not like a normal explosion, like a miniature nuclear bomb. 1 second, it's just another abandoned car. The next, an entire street disappears in a ball of fire. And somehow, this still happens over 200 years after the Great War, which really shouldn't make sense. Because these cars have been sitting in the wasteland for centuries. They've rusted, decayed, been shot countless times, yet somehow they still contain enough power to create an explosion capable of killing almost anyone nearby. Which raises a strange question. Why do Fallout cars explode like mini nukes? And why are they still so dangerous after all this time? Before the Great War, America had a problem. Oil was running out. The resource wars had pushed countries into conflict, and the search for new energy became more important than ever. And that's when nuclear technology became part of everyday life. Not just inside power plants, inside homes, factories, military equipment, even ordinary cars. Instead of relying on gasoline, many vehicles were powered by compact nuclear reactors, tiny fusion systems capable of producing enormous amounts of energy. To the people living before the war, this was the future. Cheap energy, long-lasting power, a solution to the world's growing resource crisis. But like many inventions in Fallout, it came with the consequences nobody fully understood. And that's what makes Fallout's cars so different from our own. In real life, a shooting a parked car usually won't make it explode. Movies often exaggerate that for dramatic effect, but Fallout's cars are fundamentally different. Many still contain unstable fusion reactors, even after centuries of decay. Those reactors weren't designed to survive nuclear war or over 200 years of corrosion, which means the moment they're damaged enough, the remaining energy inside can be released all at once, turning an ordinary looking vehicle into something far more dangerous, almost like a tiny nuclear device waiting to fail. But after more than 200 years, shouldn't all that power be gone? Normally, yes. Machines wear out, power systems fail, fuel runs out. Yet Fallout repeatedly shows that pre-war technology lasts far longer than it should. Robots continue to work, terminals still boot up, belts remain powered, and fusion technology appears remarkably durable. It's one of the defining features of the Fallout world. The old world machines simply refused to stop, which means those abandoned cars may still contain fragments of the same energy they were built with centuries earlier, just waiting for something or someone to trigger them. The strange thing is, these cars aren't rare. They're everywhere. Parked outside homes, lining city streets, scattered across highways, almost frozen in place. Because when the bombs fell, everything happened incredibly fast. People abandoned their vehicles, traffic stopped, entire highways became graveyards overnight. And those same vehicles have remained exactly where they were ever since. Silent reminders of the final moments before civilization disappeared. Of course, there's another reason these explosions exist. They're memorable. Every Fallout player remembers the first time a car randomly explodes beside them. Sometimes it saves you, sometimes it kills you instantly. And after it happens once, you never look at abandoned vehicles the same way again. They transform ordinary exploration into something unpredictable. Even a quiet street can become dangerous simply because one rusted car is sitting nearby, which perfectly captures Fallout's atmosphere. The wasteland never lets you feel completely safe. And maybe that's what Fallout's cars really symbolize. Before the war, humanity believed nuclear technology could save everything. Power cities, win wars, fuel everyday life. They built an entire civilization around atomic energy without fully considering what might happen if something went wrong. And then the bombs fell, the people disappeared, the cities became ruins, but the technology remained still dangerous, still unstable, still capable of destroying lives centuries later. Almost like humanity's greatest invention became one of its longest lasting mistakes. Because in Fallout, the apocalypse didn't just leave behind ruined buildings, it left behind the technology that caused it. And even after more than 200 years, something as ordinary as an abandoned car can still remind the wasteland that the atomic age never truly ended.